Hello, I'm Disgruntled Danny. Welcome to yet another episode of Woke Watch, the series where I find the wokest stories in the news and pick them apart using logic and reason. And usually what has happened is an overly sensitive person has perceived a problem that isn't really there and then tries to rectify it, but in doing so creates a right royal fuck up. Today's story comes from the University of Edinburgh's Computer Sciences Department, where the faculty have been instructed by their woke overlords to change some of the words and phrases they use whilst teaching the courses. So what's wrong with their terminology? Is it sexist, racist, homophobic, or God forbid transphobic? Well, it's 2021, so pretty much everything is. The first issue comes from a fictional couple who are used in examples when teaching the course, basically just a placeholder. But it's the names of these fictional people who are now seen as problematic. So I'm going to say their names, and I warn you now, if you are of a woke disposition, you will need to have a lay down in a darkened room, because they are called Alice and Bob. Now, the last time I checked, Scotland was still part of the Western world, and the vast majority of people who live in the West have Western names. But I guess Alice and Bob will have to go to be replaced with Mohammed and Mohammed, a devout but gay Muslim couple, and their friend Guy, who's an Ethiopian pansexual transgender single parent in a fucking wheelchair. To be honest, this doesn't come as much of a surprise, because if someone from outside the UK watched the adverts on British television, they could be forgiven for thinking that in the United Kingdom, heterosexual white people don't exist. Almost every advert involving a couple is either interracial or homosexual, and there's nothing wrong with that. Of course, we all know it's about inclusivity and diversity. But in the same way that Alice and Bob have to go, it feels forced. We all know it's just a fucking box-ticking exercise. I mean, if I went to Iran, I wouldn't expect every other advert on the TV to feature a heterosexual couple from England called Brian and Daphne happily celebrating Ramadan. But we still haven't got to the big issue affecting the faculty at the University of Scotland. And that's that they have to stop using the terms master and slave because they could be triggering due to their links with Britain's colonial past. It makes sense actually, because just a few days ago I was in the supermarket and I got chatting to a friend of mine about retro gaming. And I said I really liked the Sega Master System, and immediately a Jamaican woman started screaming and threw herself through the window. That didn't happen. The terms master and slave, though, are used in engineering, electronics, mechanics, and even on French doors. Can you say French doors anymore, or is that now cultural appropriation? Hang on. Master and slave can even be used on doors which identify as work-shy, garlic-munching Nazi collaborators. On a French door, the slave door cannot be operated until the master door is already open. One controls the other. That's all that it means. The proposed alternatives to master and slave are coordinator and worker. For fuck's sake. However, if my car developed a problem with its brakes and I took it to the garage, I wouldn't want my mechanic to explain it like this. I think you need to sit down. I have some difficult news. The coordinator cylinder, through no fault of its own, isn't communicating effectively with the worker cylinder. That's because the pressure of being in charge has got to the coordinator cylinder and it has literally started to crack. Is there anyone I can call for you during this trying time? Once again, wokeness has been exposed as nothing but weapons-grade bullshit, seeing problems where there are none and being offended for the fucking sake of it. Because using the names Alice and Bob isn't some subtle form of white supremacy, nor, when I hear the terms master and slave, as a white Englishman, am I overcome with the desire to break out my Lee Enfield 303 rifle, jump on a ship and nick someone's country. That's the end of Woke Watch for this week. I'm now going home, where I intend to relax by listening to Metallica's classic 1987 album, Coordinator of Puppets. As ever, thanks for watching. I'm Disgruntled Danny, and I fucks up the first line. Oh, it is recording. Names are Alice Oh fuck. And her fucking husband are Alice and Beth. No, that sounds like one of the films I watch on the internet. Wokeness has been exposed as the fuck that up as well. And it's for... Sorry, there's an aeroplane making loads of noise. Go on. You fuck off, have a nice holiday. I'll go back to doing this. It's for that reason that we can... Just realised I've walked past the trees. That'll fuck up the continuity. Fucking pollen. Well, pollen is basically plant jizz, isn't it? So I'm walking along here while all these trees and stuff are just coming in my face like I'm some Japanese girl on the web. That... Nearly.